Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel again. So today in this video we're going to see one of the AWS real-time interview questions, that is EBS file transfer. Okay, so now what is the question is going to be is that how do you transfer files from one EC2 instance to another EC2 instance using EBS volume? Okay, so basically the question here is that so there are so many different ways that we can transfer the files from one EC2 instance to another EC2 instance. For example, we can use SSH, or we can also use WinSCP uh, from so sorry, not WinSCP, like EFS volumes, right? So we can also use EFS volumes to transfer files. But here the question is that the interviewer wanted to check your knowledge on EBS volume, that have you transferred any files from one EBS volume to another EBS volume, okay, to different instances. Okay, so now for example, so what is the answer is going to be here is that, so create EBS volume. Okay, you create one EBS volume. So attach to first EC2 instance, and then add files to EBS volume, and detach files from EC2 instance and attach to second instance, and copy files to second instance. Okay, so this can be a little bit confusing for you. So probably what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write it over here. Okay, the first of all I'm going to create two instances. Okay, so the instance 1 and instance 2. Okay, so now just please follow with me, and so here there is no instances are there. I'm going to launch two instances. So the instance is going to be cloud institution. Okay, the cloud institution only. Okay, so now I'm going to create two instances on Amazon Linux, and then count is going to be 2 here, and keep a login. Okay, so I'm going to give cloud institution key, and then I'm going to launch instance. Okay, now if you can see here, I'll be creating a two instances. Okay, I'm going to rename it all the two instances, whatever it is there here. Okay, one is there here. There is another one. Okay, it's there here. So now you can see cloud institution VM1, cloud institution 1, and then cloud institution 2. Okay, so now I'm going to name this here, that cloud institution VM2, and then cloud institution VM1. Okay, now it looks good. Now what is the ask is that I want to create a EBS volume, and I have to transfer the files from here to here. Okay, so now in this case I wanted to create a EBS volume here. Okay, let's go to volumes. Okay, so you do not have any volumes, is what is saying that, but you should be having two volumes, which is the default volumes is being created when you created the instances. Okay, these two instances are attached to the EBS volume 1 and 2 by default as a root volume. Okay, so now we are going to create a volume, the volume. So before that, before creating a volume, okay, so I'm going to create a volume, but before creating volume, so you need to choose that which region these two instances are created. So now we're going to EC2 volume, EC2 instances. I'm going to instances again. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, if you can see the running instances. Okay, so US East 1D. Okay, both instances are created using US East 1D region. So now I have to create a volume. Okay, let's go back to the volumes, and then I'm going to have to create the volumes, create volume, and then the volume should be created of 10 GB under US East 1D, right? Just to make sure US East 1D. Okay, because so the both the volumes has to be in the same region. Okay, sorry, both the volumes and then these instance should be in the same availability zones. Okay, so it's creating volume. Okay, now as you can see here, I'm going back to this here, and I'm going to attach volume to the first instance now. Okay, so before attaching the first instance, I'm going to log into the first instance. Okay, the cloud institution 1, and if you can click on here. Okay, and I'm going to connect it. I'm going to click on connect. Sorry, system is running a little slow. Okay, so I'm going to click on connect now. Okay, it's trying to connect it. Okay, so it's running a little slower. Okay, meanwhile, let's go and connect to the second file itself, second instance. So I'm going to disconnect from first instance, and I'm going to click on here, and then I'm going to click on connect here. Okay, so I'm going to click on connect. So as you can see here, it is going to be creating a new terminal and start connecting it. Okay, so now we'll be connected to two instances now. Okay, so is this loading, and this is still loading. Okay, so now what we have created is that we have created two instances and we have connected it. Okay, now here you can see here we have created a volume, and then we are going to attach to one of the instance now. Okay, so now I'm going to see here. Okay, so both are still loading. Okay, so now let me attach to the instance. Okay, the instance cloud institution one. Okay, so first of all, now I'm going to attach to the instance cloud institution one. Okay, and the device name is going to be /dvsdb. Okay, now let's go back here. This is still loading, and but still okay. I'm going to attach to the volume one here. Okay, now so both instances are ready. Now I've attached my volume to cloud institution one. Okay, so now cloud institution one, the volume has been attached. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to check the cloud institution one VM. Okay, I'm going to root. Okay, sudo su hyphen. So now here, as you can see here, okay, I give lsblk. Okay, as you can see here, I can find that one volume is being attached. As you can see here, I can see one volume is being attached in the name of /dev sdb. Okay, /dev sdb. Okay, so now here it is. Now I'm going to format this format this EBS volume mkfs.ext4. Okay, we have already discussed all these commands in the previous videos. Okay, if you want to check all these things, then please refer to our previous videos. Okay, I'm going to give /dev sdb svdb. Okay, xvdb. Okay, this is the file. Okay, now I formatted it. Okay, now I'm going to create a folder called mkdir cloud -institution. Okay, creating folder. Now I'm going to mount this volume into this folder. Okay, so I can see this folder inside this one. Okay, mount /dev xvdb, and then the folder called here. Okay, now it's been mounted. Now I can go inside. I am going to cloud institution. uh, Sorry, okay, ls. If you can see, there is the loss plus found folder is there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add some files. Okay, so mk dir. Okay, hyphen p 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so what happens is that I'm going to create a files and folder called 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so I have six folders, and I'm going to create a one file called touch cloud.txt is the file. Okay, so all these files I have just created, I've just given inside here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that, as you can see our diagram. Okay, I've created a EBS volume. This EBS volume is over here. Okay, this EBS volume is being attached to the first instance. Okay, so attached to the first instance cloud institution one. Okay, we have mounted, and then we have added some files. Okay, we have added some files over here. Okay, we have added some files over here. Okay, some files. Now what I'm to do is that I'm going to detach this file system from here. Okay, so what you can do is you can just do unmount, umount. Okay, so you can just do /dev xvdb here. Okay, so you have to give space. Is busy because I'm inside this folder. Okay, so I have to give like this. So it has been unmounted. Now I'm going to detach this volume. Okay, now I'm going back here. I'm going to detach this volume from cloud institution 1. So click on here and then click on detach volume, detach volume. Okay, now as you can see here, I'm just detach this, so detach this volume from here. Again, I'm going back to my cloud institution 1 instance, and I'm going to see a files which is there inside cloud institution. Okay, I'm going to the cloud institution folder. I can see there is no files out there. Why? All these files is been now copied into this volume. Okay, now I have all the files which has been copied into this particular volume. All right, so now I can go back to the instance 2. Okay, so now I have to copy to this system, right? If you can see the diagram now, okay, now I have copied all the files. Now I have unmounted it. Okay, now I have unmounted this particular, sorry. Now I have detached this volume from here. Now I'm going to attach the same volume to Cloud Institution 2 VM, right? So what we're going to do is that now we can go back to the volume. Now I'm going to click on here, click on, okay, I'm going to refresh it because it may take some time. Okay, click on here. Okay, so attach volume. Now I'm going to attach volume to Cloud Institution 2 instance. So select the same /dev sdb, okay, the volume type. So now it has been attached to the second instance. Let's go back to the second instance now. Now this is the second instance, Cloud Institution 2. Okay, so now sudo su hyphen, I'm going into the root. Okay, now you can see lsblk. Now I can see this volume has been attached over here. Okay, so now I don't need to do a format again. So as you can see here, I have done the format over here. Okay, so to make the file system of this one, so I don't need to do the format again over here because the file system already been formatted. Okay, you should understand all these basic concepts. Okay, so you don't need to do a format every time. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to mkdir. Okay, this time I'm going to make a different folder. Okay, so probably cloud -institut. Okay, cloud institute is what I'm going to make a folder name. Now I'm going to mount this, mount this /dev, okay, xvdb to cloud institution folder. Okay, so now before I'm going back and see that cd cloud institution folder. Okay, I don't see any files, I don't see any other files. Okay, now I'm coming back to root. Now I'm going back and just give this command again. Okay, now it's been mounted. Now you can see ls, you can see the cloud institution folder is there. Go back, go inside the cloud institution, then you can see this all the files 1 2 3 4 5 6 folders, and then cloud.txt, plus font, all these things has been available over here. Okay, now what we have done here is that, okay, we have mounted it here. So this all these files from here, whatever we have copied or whatever we have created over here, it has been copied to here. Okay, so likewise, if you create another instance, if you can just unmount and mount to the new instances, then it's going to be working from there. Okay, this is kind of a really small example of how to transfer files from one EC2 instance to another EC2 instance using the EBS volume. Okay, hope you understand this one. Okay, so this is the steps, but we have seen the demo that how to migrate the files from one EC2 instance to another EC2 instance. Okay, so I hope this, so this video was really helpful for you to understand what is EBS volume and how to transfer files, what is mount, and what is mkfs and all this stuff. Okay, if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. So just check our website cloudinstitution.com if you want to for any courses, and please reach out to us on this number if you wanted to know more about our courses. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video and see you again in the next video.